Absolutely. That was the big thing that me and Michael talked about, is that Scott Pilgrim, very rarely within the fight scenes, is the aggressor. And the most amazing thing about Jackie Chan is that all martial arts stars have kind of a signature move, and even Bruce Lee's move is to kind of go like that. But Jackie Chan's signature move is on the defensive.
It's often Chan?
Yeah, he's like sort of flopping and down on his knees, and that's Jackie Chan's signature move, is actually like on the defense. So definitely, and Brad Allen, who was the stunt coordinator, and Peng Zhang, who was the choreographer, both worked with Jackie, and so we certainly tried to kind of have that spirit within the puppeteering bit in the nightclub scene, and the bit with the skateboarders.
Yeah, that thing where she's basically holding him as he's fighting Roxy is almost right out of Jackie Chan.
Yeah, it's actually it is in one of the. It's actually Brian's original idea. It's in one of the. It's not in the books, but it's in the free comic. There's a scene where like Ramona puppeteers Scott. But then there is that. There's a great Jackie Chan kind of. I think it's Project A2, where they're handcuffed together. Look at us, a couple of Jackie Chan geeks.
I don't think we're just a couple. Yeah. But I wonder how you're talking about these expressive actors and how you cast people. I mean, what did you want besides? How soon did Michael Cera come in? Michael
Cera and Mary were both kind of involved at least 2 years before we started filming. And Michael, when we first started writing the script, Arrested Development was still on, and we really felt like I felt like he was like the perfect sort of person to be in film, but he was too young. And as it turned out, the development was really long. I went off to make Hot Fuzz, and then Michael started to become the right age. So but I really felt like I know there was some kind of controversy with some people with his casting initially, but I really felt it was really important to kind of.
What were people saying?
I think sort of people kind of just thought that he wouldn't be able to pull off the kind of the physical side of it, or maybe the big kind of manga expression stuff. And in a weird way, like when I was working with it, I started to read the comics in Brian Lee O'Malley's voice, because getting to know Brian, who couldn't be he's the most super laid-back Canadian dude, that I started to kind of feel that that's what it should sound like. And so I kind of took my cue of the tone of it from Brian. And I also felt that like you had to have somebody like Michael, who wasn't known for being kind of like overtly physical, that it would have to be a surprise and fun to see them in the middle of pitch battle. And somebody who was more, you knew as being more outwardly physically confident, it wasn't going to be as much fun watching them, kick ass. So for me, like, I think he did an amazing job, and I think he's a brilliant actor, and I think all the Michael Cera heads can go fuck themselves.
He really worked out. You can see it in the first frame. The first shot of the movie is the first shot we shot. We tried to film it as much as possible in continuity. And Michael, in the first scene, you can actually see the muscles on it. You look at that skinny Michael, you can actually see muscle tone, and you see forearms and stuff. It sort of wore off at the end. That's all my I said, what was it like being in shape for the movie? He said, I really like being in shape. So you're still exercising? No. That was it for him. He never had exercise.
Yeah, now that was the tough thing, is that they all trained for 8 weeks before, but then keeping that up during the shoot is really difficult. And he had the hardest job, because like everybody had to train for their fight scenes, but he's in every single one. And Michael, during like a 5.5 month shoot, only had 1 day off. The only day that he wasn't in, the only day that he wasn't in, he had to do like press for year 1, and that was his only day off was doing press for another film. And it was the day when we shot the scene with Knives having a hairline, and that's the only scene in the whole film that Michael's not in. So it's an enormous, and the kid is 20 and turned 21 on the shoot, and it was just I think he did an amazing job, and he's the center of incredibly meticulous action sequences.
One of the things I really like about the movie is that the women